Hello there.
Jurassic World Rebirth hitting theaters. There was actually some controversy that came with this movie when it did release here in the last few days. A lot of things have been hitting the internet and a lot of people are having some mixed reactions on the film. A lot of people praising it, a lot of people not liking it, a lot of people in the middle on it, and a lot of people thinking actually too that it is a really, really good film. You can see my review up on my channel now where I discuss spoiler impressions on the movie, but I wasn't really the biggest fan of what we saw in the film. Like I said, I'll pin my review down below, so if you want to watch that, you can go ahead. But in this video, what we are going to discuss is the revealed changed ending that is confirmed now for Jurassic World Rebirth. We do know there was a drastically different ending to the film. This is something I've touched on my channel when this film came out here in the past few days. I actually got to see the film a week early due to an early AMC screening, but I could even see that there was clearly some cuts made in this movie. And what's funny is when the early leaks came out about the film, it touched on a drastically different ending to the film. We're going to discuss it all in this video. I'm not going to drag out the intro too much more for you guys. So if you enjoy my Jurassic content and other content like that, then check out my channel and let's get into it.
The Atomic Fair.
So yeah, man, I was getting lit up because these leaks ended up not being real for the film. Mainly things that included the big 3 Spinosauruses that were supposed to fight the DRex at the end of the film, as well as supposedly Duncan dying in the movie. This is something I even touched on in my videos that somebody who was actually in my comments leaking details about the film had said about this movie. A lot of people didn't believe it. A lot of people didn't believe it was real, but we now know all that stuff was most likely real. I'm gonna make it all make sense for you guys. So this is the Variety article where they clearly state that Duncan was set to die in the original draft of the film before test screenings came out and things were changed. So it says that Duncan does live in the movie, however that wasn't always the intended ending. The draft I first read, he died, Edwards tells Variety, explaining that at that point Ali had not yet signed on the film, but once he did board the project, Ali sent in his thoughts. Mahershala read it and his only main note was, "Can we kill him again?" I agreed with him. Okay, now to make this all make sense for you guys, we have to go back to a video that I did titled Raptors vs. Distortus Rex. Big deaths, new rumors, tease gory fight. And then it says Jurassic World Rebirth there, but this was from 2 months ago, and this person who had put these comments on my channel leaking out a lot of details about the movie, a lot of it ended up ultimately being real, but there were some very specific things that ended up not being real, such as Duncan dying and the 3 Spinosaurus sisters at the end of the film. But this is what he said at the time when those leaks were coming out. So one of them, he said here that the DRex has no special abilities. It's a mutated tyrannosaur that is huge and is the apex of the island. It has survived by bullying the other carnivores. She does not fight a T-Rex. She is oogly. It also says this here where it says the 3 Spinos take the DRex out. The Spino from Jurassic Park 3 doesn't return. The DRex is old. It's a failed experiment. There are human deaths. The fight scenes are good. There's no Rex Spino rematch. The Rex is bigger and thicker than Rexy. This is all stuff that we did kind of see in the movie, but it also touched a little bit on the opening scene where he said that the opening scene is the DRex escape. Zora and the crew have no idea about any of this. The sinister, shocking discovery is that there were experiments that failed during the cloning. The DRex caused the downfall of the project. It ties into the story by them exploring into the lab and finding all of this out by reading notes that the scientists have left behind during the DRex escape. So that is also interesting because it seems like we were going to get a backstory scene of the Distortus Rex that we just didn't end up getting in the film. But this is what's the most interesting part here, is that he also goes on to mention that Duncan does die. So this is obviously coming from somebody who saw these early test screenings or had information from these early test screenings. But this is the part here that is the best. It says the DRex villain's going to be defeated by the 3 Spinosauruses at the end. The DRex kills Duncan Kincaid and a couple raptors. The Jurassic Park 3 Spino doesn't return. There's no Rex Spino rematch. The DRex and T-Rex don't fight. The DRex is old and a failed experiment. So like I said, guys, it sounds like there was a lot of stuff cut from this movie, from the major Spinosaurus fight with the DRex, which, based on what this guy is saying here, seems like it was definitely going to happen in the movie, but we still don't know this for sure. It's not confirmed by Universal Studios or anything, but we're gonna see what happens as we move on and find out behind the scenes production stuff, find out stuff that was cut from the film, and then we also get like art books and things like that that are gonna show us conceptual art. I have a funny feeling we're gonna find out that there was a major dinosaur fight cut in this movie involving the Spinosauruses and the DRex. It would make a whole lot of sense, especially since early leakers, such as this person here, who was saying that Duncan Kincaid was set to die, also said that we were going to see the 3 Spinosauruses fight the DRex at the end, and now we're finding out just a few days after the movie releases, or even a day or so after, that in fact Duncan Kincaid was set to die. So we can assume a lot of these other leaks are also real, but we're going to wait and find out, and I'm going to keep you guys updated as this stuff continues to unfold, because ultimately the biggest thing that was the most disappointing for me for Jurassic World Rebirth, and maybe I ruined it for myself by watching all the marketing, every fucking dinosaur scene almost is in the trailers. There's no additional scenes of dinosaurs that aren't already shown in the trailers, other than, if I can think of it, the opening scene. We never saw the opening scene in the marketing, which is literally just a theropod in the middle of a city being kind of, laying down in the middle of the street and being captured by authorities or something like that. And then if I'm thinking the Spinosaurus scene where the Spinosaurus is on the beach and eats that person, but that is like a very, very, very light scene. Everything else, including even, I think, like the scene of the snake in the water, I think that may have been included in one of the TV spots. I could be wrong. There may be very, very minor scenes that we didn't see in the trailers, but nothing important, nothing captivating. All the big dinosaur action sequences were heavily spoiled, especially the T-Rex scene. Dude, if you combine all of the marketing scenes that came out for the film, you almost have the whole scene, almost, minus a few shots where she's in the river and the T-Rex is trying to eat her when her head is under the raft and stuff like that. Even that we saw some of in the marketing, so I'm not going to ramble too much more about it, but I'm very interested to find out what else was cut from this movie. So comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this stuff, and for this video, that is all I got. So until the next one, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.